Seimas.
And Andrew Matheson with this week's edition of Double Coverage. Week 9, Saturday's edition. And if you haven't checked out Friday's edition, go check it out.
Week 10.
Week 10's edition. Thank you. Get them up.
10?
Get them
I'll
up.
do that.
Sure.
All right.
If you didn't check out our Friday's edition, we broke down Jim's congestion a little bit.
Yeah, we really cleared some ways, cleared some passages.
Got that out of the way. There's only 2 games on Friday. We got 4 games on Saturday. Let's get right into
You know
it.
what?
And, what?
Only one of these games is actually at their home field. Do you notice that? No one likes playing at home anymore.
Interesting point, Jim.
Okay, we'll get into that. First game.
First game, usually the last game that we usually do on Saturdays, but the first game this week, a 1 p.m. game, Cabrillo Cabrillo playing Gavilan at Gilroy High.
That's right.
And, of course, Cabrillo's coming off a huge record-setting victory last week. And they're going up against a Gavilan team that's kind of in the same ballpark as West Valley a little bit.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, they'll give them a better fight, but I think it's a very winnable game for Cabrillo as it attempts to become bowl eligible. Anything 500 or better will get them in. The odds of them actually getting a bowl game, I don't see it happening. But the thing is, it's a cool thing to say.
What? For the viewers, why don't you see it happening?
They're not anywhere even in the top 20 in the rankings.
Okay.
So that's a big thing. I mean, there's 7 bowl games. That's pretty much the top 14 teams. Kinda, you have to have a sponsor. You kind of. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I'm not liking the chances of it.
We should sponsor them.
I like it.
Cabrillo football, brought to you by Double Coverage.
Yeah, I like it. Then we get a covered extra game. We turn it into a week-long festivity.
I mean, Hartnell's ranked. They're in first place right now in the Coast Conference.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know how Cabrillo's not getting any votes for in the top 20 in Northern California, so we'll see how that pans out. But you mentioned the defense a little bit. They're kind of the heart and soul of this team, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of they're the playmakers. They're the reason why they're crushing teams right now.
They are now. All season long, they've been getting. They don't really have a ton of fumble recoveries, but they've been pressuring the quarterback, getting some sacks, interceptions. They have 19 interceptions on the year, but now they're actually starting to return them to the house.
Yeah.
You know, last week they had 2 touchdown interceptions for touchdowns and a blocked punt, so they're getting some defensive points, and that's awesome.
Who do you like?
I like the Fighting Seahawks.
The Fighting Seahawks. Seahawks big. Defensively, they're going to tear it up, I think. What? We're going 5 picks again? Let's do it.
Oh, you wanted...
What did they
shoot, I don't know if they passed the time. That was an educated call.
They had 5 picks last week?
They've had 5 picks the last 2 games.
I thought they had 4.
Each of the last 2 picks. No, they've had 10 picks. I'm gonna give them 3 picks this week.
I'm gonna go high turnover though rate. Let's go. I'll go 3 with you.
Okay.
I'm thinking 5 turnovers at least.
Okay, sounds good.
So we like Cabrillo big.
Get her done.
Defensively.
In our off segment, producer Tony Reale Solis just made a correction for us.
Yeah, Gavilan of course plays at Gilroy High every week.
Yes, they
play
do.
at home,
but it's not on campus, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I got it.
That's it, buddy. That's it. But anyway, nice call.
Kicking off 1 hour later at 2 p.m., going back to the high school circuit, Aptos visiting Harbor. Big game for Aptos. They only have only a share of the SECL title wrapped up right now. Another victory, of course, will give them their 2nd straight outright undefeated season in SECL play.
Yeah.
They haven't lost a league game since
starting
2010. Little dynasty going on, perhaps.
You know what, though?
I don't want to say 2 is a dynasty.
No, not even
Sorry,
close.
Sorry, Giants fans. It's not a dynasty.
No. We'll talk about SLE with 7 straight back in the day. One of the old Watsonville teams. It's not a dynasty just yet, but they're building on something special.
Yeah.
I don't think that this game, though a considerable mismatch, how's your phone doing?
It's on my phone. It's my watch. I apologize. It's midnight. It's telling me that Burger King is closed.
Hey, I just met you. This is crazy. I like Aptos in a landslide. They're playing for something to finish the league unbeaten, and they have all the horses to do it.
Yeah.
All the Mariners to do it.
Yeah, they like to talk about that belt, them wearing that belt.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is their next game to keep that belt, basically.
Yeah.
They still have another game, like I said, to claim that title outright.
They can play their...
This is going to be a big game for them. It's going to be a big win. It's going to be fairly lopsided.
Yeah, they don't even have to... No offense to Harvard, but I don't think they have to play their best game. I think if they make some errors, have some turnovers, they're still in very good shape.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got so many kids.
Yeah, it's just a mismatch.
It's a numbers issue.
It's a mismatch!
We both like Aptos to win big. Now, the first of 2 night games, 7:30 p.m., we got Watsonville taking on Pajaro Valley at Aptos High School. The Bellegarde Coupe.
Yeah.
Why is it with a K?
Just Wildcats with a Z. Ooh, I almost spelled it with a K. Wildcats, they just have their own unique touch on things. The Watsonville Wildcats with a Z instead of an S.
All right.
You know how to spell Wildcats, right?
I know, but that doesn't explain why it's with a K.
I don't know. Cool.
That was my question.
Oh.
Anyway.
I don't have an answer for everything, I know.
Big rivalry game. Of course, that always levels the playing field. It did so last year. PV was
year.
What? Hey, those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it, sir.
Okay.
That's not how that saying goes, but you get the idea.
No.
But PV was close last year. Lamar Collins picked up an interception late in the game.
Yeah.
Picked up a pass late in the game, excuse me.
Actually,
and returned it, so it was a little more of a sizable, double-digit win for Watsonville last year, but very close.
Do you think Pajaro Valley can play this team close with their control offense?
Well,
I call it control because
they need to open up the offense a little bit. I saw them last week against North Monterey County. North County was stacking the box with 9 guys.
Yeah.
They had a safety and a quarterback, and that was it. And PV couldn't. I mean, they continue to run the ball.
I don't know if they can throw an extra.
They can.
They
can. I mean, I've seen them pass the ball. It's not. It can work, but they do like the run because that's what they do best.
Yes.
But also teams know that that's coming usually. So, I mean, I like Watsonville in this one just because I think they can, offensively, they're a little bit more well-rounded. Mares can throw for 150 and can run for 150 in the same game. So
I like their defense a little bit better. I like, they're just a little bit better rounded team and play a higher tempo game.
We both like Watsonville, but keep in mind running back Anthony Cantrell for PV was only a handful of yards shy of breaking that single season record, so he'll have that to compete for on Saturday night.
And our final game on Saturday evening, St. Francis is hosting Scotts Valley at Cabrillo College at 7:30.
Another game they're not playing on their campus.
No. Well, I mean, it is St. Francis campus.
That is very true.
Their home facility.
That is very true.
But anyway, great tri-tip there, by the way. Scotts Valley trying to finish with their 4th straight win.
Yeah, I mean that'd be huge for them for the way they started. They could potentially finish in 3rd place in the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League. I think they would sit tied with SLV, but they beat SLV, so they would be ahead of them in that respect. Only 2 automatic qualifiers in the league. I just want to point this out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Even though 2 automatic qualifiers in the league, we're thinking that those are going to go to Aptos and Soquel.
Yes.
Scotts Valley would be in 3rd place. They can apply for an at-large bid. They would have a winning record. I think.
No.
They wouldn't?
That'd be 5-5, right?
Well, I think that's all you need. 500 or better.
Winning record.
But they
winning
got
500 record, yes.
They had a pretty decent schedule, but the teams that they played, I think, have kind of come back to earth a little bit.
Yes.
So, but nonetheless, the way they started, to have
it's
a
impressive.
shot at the postseason is still something worthy.
If they don't. I just like the way they bounced back. They came back strong. Obviously, their league is not as tough as the preseason they faced, but Mario Morgan and Jake Renberg have been really impressive this year in the offensive backfield. They play some defense. They're a fun team to watch, and congrats to them. And I'm not saying that St. Francis just falling on hard times.
Yeah.
Right now, just
Big
trying to piece it together and figure it out. They've had injuries. They've had battled number issues. They're gonna figure it out. They have a fun little spread offense, but I don't see this being the week. They just need to build on something for the future here.
Hopefully, we can get an injury report in the week 10 capsules for Friday's paper, because we know St. Francis had a bye last week, but 2 weeks ago they lost, I think, Matt Clifton, and they lost, I think, Jonathan Carmona, possibly the season-ending injuries, but we'll check that out, hopefully an update in Friday's edition of the Santa Cruz Sentinel. You like Scotts Valley?
I do.
I like Scotts Valley. Not many differences this week, but that's okay.
Not at all.
We like winners.
We are on the bandwagon.
We like winners.
All right, so that is it for the Saturday's edition of Double
Coverage.
Get all your juicy tidbits online at SantaCruzSentinel.com/football. Nice. And what else you want to tell them? Anything about Twitter?
Go on Twitter.
Yeah. Email,
read us.
Phone.
Read our blogs, because those are there to be read.
All right. That's it. And I'm going to take the spin back.
Oh, he's got the touchbacks, kids. He's got it back. Woo!